I literally just wanted to show off that new splash. I'm not gonna lie. Hi, I'm EvilSqueegee. Welcome to Twitch.tv. EvilSqueegee. We got Mouse, Drummond, Thistle, and Yuri having adventures in the unnamed universe of elemental places.
And that started so well.
It so did, man. I need more fucking coffee. Okay, so who remembers how our adventures began and can say it in a silly voice?
Mystic can.
Does Yuri's voice count as a silly voice for this purpose?
Let's get our recap from Yuri. Let's get Yuri's perspective on everything that went down last week. Ready, set, recap.
As it turns out, I was convicted of a crime that, well, I may or may not have committed, but the intent was not there, and I believe that intent is 9/10 of the law, and so I just don't believe that this has anything to do with me getting my head cut off. Apparently, there was some important information on the document that was written in Angel's blood. I was doing an experiment, I burned the document, and, well, we were sentenced to death. As I said, during the trial, well, by trial I mean when we were sentenced to death, I don't believe that treason counts if it's accidental, but as it turns out, they don't much care. So we were all convicted. I had gotten the document from Mouse. Well, Mouse had acquired the document for me in order to perform the experiment. Drummond told me of the document, and, well, Thistle, the poor sap that he is, came along for the ride because I needed assistance. And he keeps going on about my blood, which is really troubling. I drank it once, and now I have a monkey on my back. And then, so we were escorted into the dungeon, and Thistle, the good show that he is, used his gooish nature in order to transform into said monkey, and did away with many of the gods. There were some accidental mishaps on the way. I may have set fire to the castle. The other details are irrelevant. So eventually we found our way out thanks to Mouse and her uncanny ability to find everything and know her way around everything, which I must say as a scientist is very valuable to me. I wish I had this ability myself. Unfortunately, I tend to get lost in my own home. I have to put signs up. That reminds me. Anyway, so we eventually found our way out of the castle. We made a good friend of the god in there, the god who I learned has a very high affection for monkeys. And he went and acquired our things. And there was also, we got some potions of invisibility. I must say, very fascinating that potions of invisibility do not hide saliva. I'm wondering if it doesn't hide other bodily fluids like blood. I'm going to have to find more of these potions in order to continue this experiment. But we managed to get out thanks to those potions, and got our stuff from the monkey-loving guard. Fortunately, we were still invisible at the time. However, I had to don new robes before the invisibility ran off, as I had to be naked in order to get through the castle, as I was covered in spit. Again, the details of how that happened aren't important. And so here we are, traveling back to my tower to hopefully gain some supplies and so forth to find our way out of this mess.
Okay. As you leave Avonia, capital city of the unnamed kingdom. It's unnamed, mind you, because it is still young. And the council that serves beneath the half-angel king of Avonia has yet to settle on a name. They have begun down the path that the kingdom's name should honor the deity that the kingdom serves in some fashion, but have yet to decide how. And thus it remains the unnamed kingdom, which is all for the best, perhaps, because as it turns out, the world that you travel through is torn in three. There are the angels, there are the spirits, and there are the fae. The angels being those who are, you could technically call them demigods of some kind or another, the descendants of the gods. not quite half gods, not quite Herculean, but further down the line, Hercules' kids would be among the lowest generation angels, and then eventually it boils down to not being very angelic at all, more Azamar or Tiefling, Tieflufian, whatever the fuck they're called. Don't you look at me like that, Chris.
I think a Typhloophian is one of the Scrubvolution who's been descended.
Sounds like a terrible disease to have, Typhloophian.
What do you want, Zamak? What?
If someone was watching the show right now and they wanted to like applaud something really funny or amazing that happened in the show, would there be some way that they could do that? Maybe.
That's a really good question, Zangmak. I wonder.
Also, could we get the audience to decide what the place is called?
I wonder if we can do that.
Yeah.
So, Chris.
Yeah.
Chris had a question for you.
Yeah.
If there was a way that the audience could show their appreciation for what we're doing on camera now, what might it be?
Well, they could just buy me things. I like things. So you could do that if you wish to show your appreciation for me, the wizard. However, if you would like to do it for the entire cast, in which case I can't completely agree with your judgment, but I must encourage it as part of this show. You can do so by typing beat in all capitals, as is happening. I turned British. My gooishness. Aha, it's finally rubbing off on me. I'm getting the gooishness from my friend, yes. You can type beat in all capitals, and that
Chris,
will
this
be
is
a
a role-playing stream, not a porn. Knock it off. We are not getting the gooishness from our friends. Especially not friends who are rubbing off on us, alright? You can also support the job you just done. I'm just cutting you off. You're done. You can also support the show. We like to reward people who fiscally support the show because it is only with your help that this show can go on in the first place. It is because of viewers like you who donate and so forth that the show can happen in the first place. So we like to let you control the dice so you can buy botches and crits, as you have seen several times already in today's broadcast. You can also subscribe, and that'll be awesome one day. So
I think I got a beat for my description of beats. I don't.
All I know is that your friends are rubbing off on you, and you are and you are getting their gooishness. So as I was saying, I am looking for names, by the way, in chat. Names for the unnamed kingdom. So there are the angels, which are the descendants of the gods. There are the Fae, which are among the eldest of all the creatures ever to inhabit the mortal plane. And then there are also the spirits, which are the youngest of all the creatures to inhabit the mortal plane. However, they are the essence of the mortal plane made manifest. That is to say, trees, rocks, fire, etc.
Oh,
and
money
Robo
shot.
with the $50 says Dark Lord's approval of vanity. 3 crits for Chris. Thank you for your support, Robovin. Now, as you guys are traveling across the plains, it has only been maybe 10 years or so since this land was claimed for the Angelic Kingdom. The capital of which is Avonia, the Kingdom of Lux. Looking for suggestions from chat. Actual suggestions, not shitty suggestions, says actual suggestions. You will note
Hashtag served.
that over here, right, the Dark Woods. The Dark Woods are the land as it was before it was claimed by the Angelic Kingdom from the demonic hordes. Okay, there are the Fae, the spirits, and the angels, and the current dominators of the world are the demons. And this kingdom here that lies between the cliff, which is dubbed the Wall, right? The cliff and the endless pit to which the bottom has never been seen. Between these two areas is the kingdom. that was claimed by the angels from from their demonic presence. So beneath Avonia, there are all these ruins of the city that came before, right? And they are often mystically dangerous and cursed and rife with demons and so on and so forth. Now, each of the 4 directions in this kingdom have in the wake of the magical catastrophes that went on during the fight to claim this place in the first place, each of them have a unique connection to a different elemental plane. The mountains connect to the elemental plane of Earth. Castenshire is actually based around a connection to the elemental plane of water, and it is thought that the elemental plane of air has something to do with this endless pit, and nobody knows what lies to the north of the kingdom, but it is suspected that in tune with the cardinal directions of the elements being aligned, that's where we would find the elemental plane of fire. Now, you guys were sentenced to death, and you are on your way across the plains of water to Castenshire. Now, Castenshire is a small village centered around a wizard's tower, and it thrives strictly because of the trade of and by trade I mean export, and by export I mean basically tribute of the purest water known to man, which flows straight from the elemental plane of water itself, the ideal of water. This is somewhere between the water itself and the spirit of water, unlike water found anywhere else in the world. And it is extremely magically potent, and as such, Yuri set his tower up there many, many moons ago, and has been ever vexed that the kingdom demands from him access to this water. And there's not much he can do about it, except for perhaps to contact Mouse, who runs a perfectly legitimate business, in order to fudge the books a little, so that he can have some of his water for his damn self instead of giving it all away. And as you are escaping from the kingdom, there are no places closer than Castenshire, and furthermore, well, the Wizard's Tower has everything the wizard needs, and probably, thus, access to pretty much anything everybody else could want, because the Wizard's Tower is a vertical structure stuffed with wonders and variety of equipment and resource, and you never know what you're going to find. There's a reason why Yuri constantly gets lost. That's because you might want to get lost, and that is Maple Toothpick with a $20 and 1 crit to everyone. Thank you so much, Maple Toothpick, for your donation, your support. You mean the world to us, buddy. Bloody.
Blah 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 blah. Whole stream is just going to be spoken in this strange language now.
Did we all turn into
all right,
a tower or something?
So as you guys are crossing the plains of water here, it's kind of like a marsh, only not as swampy, right? Like there's water, but the water here is crystal clear and it's actually flowing. So there's a lot of rivers, and the pools are never quite stagnant. And you know, in a marsh, there's all this, the water never goes anywhere, and so there's all this life inside of it. But here, there's not much life inside of it, and sometimes the water will literally take form, just get up on 4 legs and walk away, because it comes from the elemental plane of water, where water elementals exist, the magical mysteries that they are.
Now, I understand this may have some kind of representation and similarity into another figure. However, no similarities at all. I would like to use one of my inventions in order to walk on the water. They are much like snowshoes, except they're miniature canoes, and they allow me to float along the water.
You will be able to acquire your miniature canoes when you get to your tower.
I am most upset that I have to go sloshing through this water. It doesn't matter how pure it is. These robes are also pure. I will have you know, made finely from fine things that I'm sure the peasants were very good at getting, and that's why they're pure.
Can Mouse just take him by the arm and drag him into the water? Because she can't.
Yes.
She just can't.
So there's
with
Yuri
him.
protesting,
Okay.
I need my canoe shoes! My shanoos! As Mouse is like dragging him through the water. And you know, as you're walking along, the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, right?
It's all despite me and my lack of canoe shoes.
You should be thankful for the sacrifices that your people have made for your firing. And respectful.
I accidentally trip him and cause him to fall face first in the water. Oh! Sorry!
Splash! Like...
Where'd that ground come from? Gah! Ah! Oh! I'm wet. I can't. I don't have my dryer! I don't. Oh, this is terrible.
It'll be fine. Just keep walking.
But now my hair is all a
Shut up.
mess.
Do be careful you do not catch a cold. But if you do, be thankful that it will teach you some humility.
People are weird. This was just like walking past all this and heading, because he knows where the tower is. He's like, no, I'm going to the tower.
In the distance. It's not like, you know...
Yeah.
It's not like... It's like, you know, but as you're walking along, the sun is shining, the breeze is cool and soft.
Yuri is complaining.
You can hear the birds chirping. Mouse is complaining. Yuri is complaining. Right? But for the most part, this is not... You left in hopes of surviving sanctioned murder, basically. And over the 2 days of your journey here, these plains of water are very serene, very calming, very soothing. Matter of fact, all the complaining and so on might have irritated you at any other point, but that's kind of it's a little endearing, like children bickering among themselves, and so when you when you're sloshing through one of these knee-deep pools of water that probably wasn't there an hour ago because it just decided to sit down and take a rest. When your ankle bumps against something in the water and you look down, and staring up at you is this bloated, floating corpse, it's a little jarring.
Oh, it's just a corpse. Oh, okay. Wait, how did that get there? Hold on. I'm a wizard.
Let me get this straight. You were bitching about the water the whole time, but bumping into a corpse, which has been
occasionally corpses happen in science.
Okay to you?
Occasionally corpses happen in science. I'm very used to science, and as such, I'm very used to corpses. It's an unfortunate side effect of many of the experiments. Well, not many. Some of the experiments that I've done in the past. We don't like to talk about the necromancy anymore.
You know what? I don't want to know. Just stop talking. Stop.
Hold on. Let me fix this. What do I have here? Water, ground. I will pull him out of the water, and I will use the water that's kind of dripping on him, and I will write some letters in the water, and then I will squeeze his cheeks together to spit out the water, and I will cast Speak with the Dead.
Alright, can you read to me the exact rules for Speak with the Dead?
I will in a moment, because I forgot my spellbook page. Wait, no, I have it on my sheet because I'm clever.
Seems most unscientific to be speaking with the spirits of the dead.
Yes, because you completely ignored my explanation of ghosts last time, much as you ignore everything useful I have to say, Drummond. Speak with the Dead. A corpse converses with you briefly. Will answer any 3 questions you pose to it to the best of its ability, and the knowledge it had in life and the knowledge it gained in death.
Okay. Ask me your question.
That's what you sound like, Drummond. You know that, right? That's what you sound like. How did you get here?
I floated here.
See, now we know that it's not actually from here. Isn't this educational, boys and girls? What killed you?
I drowned in her glory.
Wait, what?
Apparently, the poor sod drowned in somebody's glory. Does anybody know of a female figure?
What does that even
or-
mean?
That's what. Well, let us turn to the religious folk because you do so love your martyrdom, and I assume that this is a self-sacrificing bunch that you kind of like, Drummond. So, do you know anybody who would want to cause her followers to drown themselves? And I will turn to while Drummond is thinking that, I will turn to the corpse and I'll say, hold on 1 minute, chap. We're just conversing amongst ourselves. The third question will come momentarily. Just hold on.
I am not familiar with the gods of these lands, but
Drummond.
if they're...
When you consult your accumulated knowledge of something, roll me plus intelligence. Ah.
5, sir.
XP!
Continue on saying you don't know anything. And mark your experience.
These gods of these lands are foreign to me. If the leader of this area has decided that it wishes to slay heretics, perhaps this man too was a heretic.
No, he drowned. Well, I suppose that could be. Hold on 1 moment. I have to think. And I will start tapping at my temple. May I also make an intelligence roll?
You may. You may consult your accumulated knowledge. On a 7 and 9, you will know something interesting, and it's up to you to make it useful. On a 10 plus,
Check the sheets.
I rolled first. Sorry, Zhang.
you rolled first. All right, get the sheets ready. Remember, do check your listing before each roll. However, that's a 7 and 9. So, interesting fact. An interesting fact. Something relevant. Not something necessarily useful, but something relevant that it'll be up to you to invent a use for. So let's say that you think, he said he drowned in her glory.
Yeah.
Interesting fact. The Fae, the angels, and the spirits of the bunch. Only the spirits really associate themselves with too heavy a thematic. That is to say, like, Fae tend to be, they have their own weird rules and strange little bizarre restrictions or requirements on themselves and other people, leaving milk out or not affecting people whose clothes are turned inside out. They're really surreal, and the Fae tend to be very whimsical, but they're not particularly well themed, right? And you get the angels. The angels, like, maybe you could consider them themed over some, like, moral code. They have weird ideas about what must be done or what's not must be done. But instead of being, just like, oh, this is how I am and this is how the magic affects me, not being able to enter an abode without permission or whatever, the angels tend to be much more about, they're a little OCD about it all, and they freak out when stuff doesn't go the way they want it to, right? Whereas the spirits are actually the sentient embodiment of a theme. So you're probably not looking at a god or an angel or a fae. You're probably looking at some kind of spirit here.
Well, since our good old religious friend has been absolutely no help, hold on 1 moment. I'm thinking. Ah, yes, it's probably a cult worshiper of one of those larger water spirits who are not that infrequent around here, and occasionally some of your folk, Drummond, as I'm sure you understand how some people worship very strange things. There are some people who gather around the water spirits and like to worship them, so I'm assuming it's one of those poor sods. And I will turn back to the corpse and I will say, where did you wash down from?
Castenshire.
Oh, bloody hell.
She reigns.
I will step on the corpse and begin walking towards Castonshire.
I, on the other hand, will prepare the spirit within this corpse for its journey onward.
All right. How do you do
If
that?
only he understood that when he's dead, he's actually dead, and the ghost is actually just a... Never mind.
How do you do
You'd
this?
think that as a scientist.
I can see Drummond actually doing this while going through whatever rite or ritual he's
But-
performing.
But Krugon the Bleak teaches that what lies beneath the surface is what is most important, and so I turn to this poor creature who has thrown himself into the elemental waters to suffer and die for this glory. I call upon Krugon the Bleak to take his soul away and place it to rest where it belongs.
All right. I'm going to say this is definitely engaging in your like the practice of your religion, and as such, if you would like to prepare your spells, refresh any spells you have lost, etc., you may do so now.
I was specifically aiming for some divine guidance by
You-
petitioning my deity according to the precepts of my religion.
You may also do that as well. Yes. Okay. So, do you need to roll for petition?
I don't know.
It
It just says, I will read it. It says, when you petition your deity according to the precepts of your religion, you are granted some useful knowledge or boon related to your deity's domain. The GM will tell you what.
Okay. So you don't have to roll. You just instantly get.
You have to cast spell though, don't you?
Nope. This is
No?
just, like, he dedicated, like, his petition is his religion's petition is the sanctity of suffering. So he found a way to
Okay.
dedicate the suffering of this victim to Krugon the Bleak. And as such, you will gain a guidance and boon here. As for your boon, you will be able to breathe water as though it were air. You are now amphibious until I say otherwise. As for your guidance, denial of desire is among the simplest but most important forms of self-inflicted suffering. Soon, Drummond, you shall be tested. Do not fail me. When acting on this guidance, Drummond, and I will tell you when it's meant to happen, you will gain +1 to the roll in question when you are tempted.
Oh, very nice.
Because you have been forewarned that you must suffer. Anybody else want to do anything?
I'm
Before we-
actually following Yuri for now.
You're not leaving the
okay.
body?
I was gonna say I was gonna go over
Oh.
to Mouse before we left.
Well, here's the thing, though. Mouse is not a fan of the dead. Like she's kind of weirded out by them, and so she's not really feeling like not okay. So she'll loot a corpse that she's recently killed, but if it's all like bloaty and what's the word I'm looking for?
The trick to bloats is
It's
you
a
don't hit the
floater.
head, because if you don't hit the head, like the big round body of the bloat has way too many hit points, and if you get too close, they barf this green stuff on you, and it lowers your armor rating. It's awful.
We encounter them all the
Cool
time up in
reference.
our Inuit
Oh,
fishing
well, if they're
accidents.
rotting, like if they're like really rotting and like their skin
Yeah.
is falling off and like they're really gross and they're green, like she won't go anywhere near him. So she just kind of walked away. Like, nope, I'm not even.
So, but Drummond is still here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm?
So this was gonna walk over to Drummond and kind of wait till he's finished doing his spells, and then kind of be like, "Right, Drummond, I'm gonna go talk to the birds. Why don't you check out the body and see if there's anything on that? With maybe clues or something? I don't know, but I want to go talk to the birds."
It's not wise to loot the corpses of the dead, lest they come back for what you've taken.
All right, fine. I'm gonna go talk to the birds. Like,
I fully accept your premise with no contradiction whatsoever.
Mouse heard Drummond say that about the corpse coming back and you know, trying to take what you took from them, and she's just like, nope, and she keeps walking.
Nope, 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 nope. Yuri! Hey, Yuri, you sound like pleasant company by comparison. Let's go over here.
I know. Basically, this is the first time I've actually followed Yuri willingly, and it's like, yeah, let's just keep going.
Okay. So Thistle.
Yes. I have spirit tongue, so basically I can understand the language of animals. There's no role or anything associated with it. So I want to see if anything's going on. Because you said there was bird singing and animal noises and stuff. So
yeah, bird singing. So how do you get one of these birds' attention, or do you just want to listen in?
Yeah, I just want to sort of tune in and get the vibe of what's going on, and I might kind of try the odd whistle to try and
All right.
mimic some attention.
You've never heard birds sing like this before. Like, it's not anything that the others would notice, because to them a bird is a bird, and at most it's a word. But to you it's a whole language. And all those words, while they sound the same to everybody else, you catch the inflections, the inflections, the finesse, the varying tones, notes, rhythms, all of those things that combine to form a very complex language that can communicate, in many cases, a wealth more than mortal tongues. For example, it is a scientifically proven fact in the real world, and thus I would assume the druid would know something here about this, that crows are capable of communicating verbally to each other with startling accuracy the description of an individual person's face, such that crows who have never seen that person before can identify them, which is something that we would have a really hard time doing ourselves.
Sure.
So when the birds are singing a dirge, an omen, when the notes and the rhythms are that of having given up, that it is over. Perhaps you quirk an eyebrow and whistle one over. And the bird will cease singing its somber, forlorn, hopeless tune, and it will flutter down and it will land on your tiny little halfling wrist.
Yeah.
What do you ask it?
Did they see who? Basically, did they see who killed? Is kind of I'm looking for a description, if I can, or something along those lines. So, do you know who killed this man? This human?
Yep, I do know. I know. Yep, I know. Yep, I do know. I know. Yep, I do.
It's good.
Thank you.
Can you tell me?
I know a lot of things. Got a big brain.
Oh, like what?
I know that he was.
Why am I like what? Like what? I'm interested in.
I know that he had feet, doing the feet thing.
And he'll
They do that.
He'll kind of He'll kind of walk up and down your wrist like
They were doing the feet thing. I know. I do. They were doing the feet thing, and then he went.
And he will fall off of you, right, and hit the ground with a thud. And then he'll have this dramatic and then he'll look up at you like, I know I do. I saw. I did. I heard it was the musics. It was the musics. The greatest songbird. One of them swimmy types. The greatest songbird. I know. The greatest. And then he'll flutter back up to your wrist.
The swimming songbirds? Is that what you said, basically?
Big Mama
Right, okay.
Songbird. Big Mama Swimmy Songbird. I do. She sang the song of and he died. While his feet were doing the feet thing. I do.
Green. Was he doing the feet thing away from her? Was he going like that way and she was here?
Great Mama Songbird lives in a big stone phallus. I know.
Ooh.
The big stone magic nest. Where the feet folk do the feet thing and the poofy poof.
We know what you mean. I know.
I do.
You
Mama
think you might
Songbird
be
nest
there?
now. Mama Songbird nest now. I do. Tweet.
You're so smart. I thank you for your time.
I got
You got the brains.
I know.
You got it.
I know. I do.
Um,
Oh, and he'll like flutter up, right? And he'll immediately kick right back into the exact same somber and forlorn chorus that all of the other birds are singing. In tandem.
I was trying to place that for the longest time, Mystic. I was like, he's like some southern hippie. What? How do I
Danny
know
Evangelist.
this? Yeah, that's what it was.
My
You guys are giving away all
God.
my secrets.
So, did anyone loot the body? No? Okay.
I
fine.
noped right the fuck out. Nope.
Okay. Well, Shissa
That
will,
woman has
after
my
having-
phallus, all right, and I have to go retrieve it.
I will. I'll
Didn't
catch up
actually hear
with.
that comment.
Right. I'll catch up with everyone.
All right.
And just
So to everybody else, this is what this conversation looks like. Flutter down, right? Flutter.
Personally, I'm not paying any attention because I have to go get
Everyone
my
knows.
tower back.
Yeah, I'm too
Everyone
busy
knows how-
noping out.
Say what, Drummond?
Everyone knows halflings can speak to animals. It's common knowledge, isn't it?
And so you guys head towards Castenshire, right? Now, Castenshire is a small village. It's maybe 15, 20 buildings tops, right? And in the center, on a small hill, right at the top of the hill, because access to the sky and the view of the horizon, unhindered by tree lines or swaying grass or whatever else may happen in the wake of a magical catastrophe of any kind caused by any local wizard or non-local wizard, etc. It's just it's nice to be prepared to be able to see that far, right? And that's why wizards or the wizard constructed a tower. It's actually very practical. It's got nothing to do with vanity or compensation at all. And
We're not going to tell anybody that it was actually on even ground originally, and it's elevated now because of a magical mishap that may or may not have occurred 20 years after I built it, and warped the ground around it. One plane turned into another, water, earth. It's all very complicated, but they don't need to know.
It's
And,
your conscience.
and so as you're approaching, you see the hill, and you see like the buildings kind of like up on the sides of the hill, and then at the top of the hill is this giant stone tube just reaching up to the sky with a pointed hat all of its own, right? And the villagers, as you can see in the distance, are shuffling. They don't walk with a normal gait, right? They don't every day I'm shuffling. No, they're kind of like their weight shifts erratically, and they kind of like sway a little too much, and their meandering seems to serve no purpose, nor does it have any distinct direction, and they're all just kind of like moving and lurching and their own directions.
Well, isn't that just great? I'm gone for 15 minutes and my entire village is full of zombies again. I swear, it's like a plague. I just can't get rid of the zombies. I get people, I get zombies. I get people, I cannot stop it. All right, they're like cockroaches, really. I need to do. Hold on, I need somebody.
As you are,
I want to tug on his rope.
Yeah.
Sorry, before he does anything. Right, Yuri. The birds that tell me there's a songbird in your tower.
Somebody is bloody well still. 15 minutes! They couldn't hold it for 15 minutes! I need new peasants. Well, I mean, they're all zombies now, so I suppose I need new peasants anyway. But I want my tower back. We're getting my tower back. Hold on a minute.
I'm going to look at Yuri real quick and just be like, what do you mean again?
I didn't say again.
And
are zombies common among humans?
Was that a question for me or for Yuri?
Oh, sorry, for Yuri. Are zombies common among humans?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not going into that village if they're undead. I'm going to stay right here.
As you are
guys can go
approaching
look.
the village, there is a soft musical note on the air. And everyone is going to fall under the calamity of the spell. And I'm going to ask each of you how it is that you wind up resisting the compulsion to not follow the song to its source. Drummond, you will get your +1 forward on this roll, because you were warned. Yuri!
Well, it's a well-known scientific fact that if you're going to stop yourself from hearing something, you must create a louder noise than that. So I will stick my fingers in my ear and I will still going la 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 la, so I cannot hear the noise.
All right. In that case, you will defy danger based on Constitution. Mouse?
Okay, so here's a question. Does my armor, like my leather armor, have any padding? I'm assuming it does, right? Because otherwise it'd be kind of uncomfortable. Okay, can I like rip some of the padding out and stuff it in my ears? I think that's what I'd like to do.
You can, and that will be defeating defying this danger with quick thinking, and I'll allow you to use your wits, your wisdom.
Wisdom? Okay.
And sweet. What about Thistle?
Does this count as something I can botch?
Oh, I forgot about my friggin'.
Actually, I would crit if this is something I can crit. I don't know if this is a all-natural roll
This
or
is
if
not
this
an
is a crit
all-natural
botch.
roll, but there
All right, then I will crit.
Thistle.
I will crit thanks to Crimson Knight.
I would wish to turn into something rather slow-moving and not really bothered by music. Maybe a tortoise, something along those lines.
Okay.
Except I botch. So I would assume that I would maybe turn into... Well, does the botch negate the transformation, or does it turn me into something rather swift-moving?
The botch.
See, now I'm just picturing a turtle just slowly shuffling to the sound.
Remember, this was your attempt to avoid giving into the compulsion. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you go to shift, you make the decision. Drummond, what are you doing?
Again, with this whole weird crit sheet, we were all given a crit at one point. So are we all using
At the
them
top
now?
of your crits column, right? At the
So
top
you
of
have
the
a
green
crit from
column
Maple
under your
Toothpick.
name.
There it is.
Does it say crit or botch?
Yes, I have a crit thanks to Maple Toothpick.
All right. So, Drummond, how is it that do you resist this through sheer force of will, through quick thinking, or?
Yeah, yes, I steal my resolve and begin droning a low funeral sounding death metally as a prayer to Krugon the Bleak, as he has forewarned me of this event.
All right, and you will resist as long as you can keep that up for the most part. That prayer to Krugon. Krugon will grant you the strength needed to endure this temptation and deny yourself that which you desire most in his name. Yuri.
Yes.
You're fine.
Why does it always come back to mariachis on this channel?
I don't know. It's you.
Oh, I always come back to mariachis. Okay.
And Thistle and Mouse, however, that is the most beautiful song that you have ever heard floating in the air, and you need to meet her. Whoa, you need to meet her so bad right now, alright? That is your primary compulsion for the both of you. Thistle, that means you're probably turning into an animal that will get you there faster. Thankfully, all of the windows to that tower seem to be boarded up from the inside.
Oh.
So you can't just fly up. The only way into the tower is going to be from the base of the tower, but between the base of the tower and you are a whole bunch of absolutely drenched, sopping, dripping, shuffling corpses. The animated dead, whose groans are gurgles, and from the mouths of whom spills endless water, and in the footsteps of which are left nothing but drowned, wet prints. To find out what happens next, you guys are going to have to stick around for 3 to 5 minutes, because it's time for our top of the hour break. Welcome to twitch.tv/EvilSqueegee. I am EvilSqueegee, and this is our Dungeon World miniseries, episode 2. When we laugh lest our character.
I hate it when people laugh lest me.
I will laugh lest you all day long, Mystic. Oh hi, husband unit in the audience. I saw you there. So
Oh, hero, I didn't know you were married.
As we progress towards getting back to the gameplay, maybe a little bit, perhaps, please.
No.
Yeah. All right. So when we last left our heroes, they were progressing towards the village of Castenshire, which you can see the arrow is pointing at, because that's where our heroes are today. It's Castenshire. You are here, right? And here you are. Oh no! Now the arrow is fat.
Is that like pH fat?
Yes. Okay, so the party is here in Castenshire, and they have stumbled upon this village, which is centered around the wizard's tower that belongs to our wizard Yuri. You see, the thing is that Yuri, he was gone when all of this happened, but apparently some swimming songbird has showed up with tempting song.
It's a bloody fish. There's a bloody fish in my tower.
Tempting song music in the air, and drowned zombies. Made drowned zombies of all the villagers here. Now the party is coming here because they are on the run from Avonia, where the king has sentenced them to die for treason for having burned a mystically important artifact. So we've got ourselves a bit of a problem here, because Mouse and Thistle, which would be Imagining Mystic and Zamak, are in fact enchanted, and their top priority is getting into that wizard's tower, which is barricaded and defended by the drowned zombies. Now, this isn't to say that that Yuri nor Drummond, which is Kajer, nor Hero Biscuit, are uninterested in getting into that tower. Yuri is actually very interested in getting into
It's my bloody tower! I want it back!
He wants it back, and all of his things are inside of it. It's just that they are, they might be able to, in the moment, prioritize something over getting into the tower, and they might not be, hypnotically possessed to get in. So, that's what's going on here. And before anybody can get in to the tower, there happen to be some zombies in the way. So, what are each of you doing? Thank you for the follow.
Thistle is going to turn into an orangutan.
What is it with you and monkeys?
Don't
Because
ask.
Because you say we have to get into the tower, and I know that there is a songbird in the tower, and birds like to nest at the top. Right? So, the best way to get to the top is through the roof. The best way to get to the roof is to climb up the side of the tower.
Okay.
Well,
With
in
a
a
tiny little
surprising-
halfling in tow.
Which,
in a very
yeah.
slight, role reversal. And I know that he won't mind. It'll be fine. I'm going to get on the monkey's back instead of having a monkey on my back.
Okay, so
as this doesn't... Okay.
okay, let's one thing at a time here. Okay, Thistle, roll me shapeshifting.
I crit thanks to Maple Toothpick.
Which is a great time at the start of the top of the hour to remind you guys that there are 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 Spanish Inquisition ways that you can support the show. You can shout "beat" at the top of your all caps lungs in chat whenever something hilarious, interesting, or otherwise well roleplayed happens. You can also donate to the show, and if you are kind enough and generous enough to donate to us and thus enable the show to continue going on, we will say thank you by allowing you to define what the dice are going to say and who they are going to say it to. The rules for that are in the Unnatural Dice link underneath the stream, and then finally you can subscribe and show ultimate super support for the show and enable me to do this for a living.
Yep.
Now, you crit, you become an orangutan. That'll be a 10 plus. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna turn into an orangutan, and I give you a series of moves. Now you have 3 hold, correct?
That's correct.
All right. Now the hold are points that you can spend to enact these moves, and when you run out of hold, you shift back. So your moves for an orangutan are going to be for an orangutan. I'm going to say that you get to spend hold in order to swing from thing to thing, right? Vines, trees, rafters, whatever, right? Effortlessly.
Yep.
You could also spend your hold in order to grab and hold onto something with a vice-like grip. And I am also going to say that you can spend a hold in order to rummage through any area or pile of stuff or whatever, looking for that needle in the haystack. Much like you were picking bugs out of somebody's hair.
Okay.
It's a strong analogy.
Thank you. Now, you turn into an orangutan, all right, and you're intent on what? Climbing the tower?
I'm grabbing Mouse and going to the tower.
Okay. Now, Yuri, you said that you wanted to get on the monkey's back, correct?
I'm just going to jump on the monkey's back.
Okay. Now, this is going to be a defy danger. Actually, no, this isn't even going to be a defy danger. This is what the rules would call a golden opportunity. The orangutan is going to get a defy danger to get past the drowned zombies that are between you and the tower. So,
okay.
How is it that you are going to avoid the threat of these zombies? What do you do, Thistle?
You say they are in and amongst the houses of the village, like coming
They're
at us.
just like wandering around.
Oh, well, then I'm going up the side of the house and I'm going across the rooftops.
Okay, so you want to climb up a house to avoid the Zeds?
The Zeds?
The Zeds. Shut
Yeah.
up. Shut your face. I don't play too much Killing Floor. Stop that. Don't judge me. I can see the judgment in your eyes. You don't know me, all right?
I am grabbing Mouse and I'm going up the nearest house. Yay!
Botch, because you rhymed. No. Do you crit or botch?
I'm using my grab as a hold and my swing thing to thing to get up the side of the house. Can I use that as a scaling?
No, that's climbing, not swinging.
Okay.
That was
So,
actually why I
no,
gave you
I-
the swing, because I didn't want to give you the climb for just a hold.
Okay, that's fine. So I will use one of my 3 to grab, and then I will Dex defy danger, I guess.
All right, roll me defy danger, anger.
An 8.
On a 7 to 9. All right, you get your choice between getting what you want but having a worse outcome, getting what you want but only if you pay a significant price and having the choice to fail, or getting what you want and choosing between one of two terrible fates. Which would you prefer?
Let's go with the worst outcome.
All right. So you grab Mouse, all right, and you start climbing up on top of this building, right? Now, Yuri, you're running off being like, hey, right, and you're chasing him, okay? And
That's my monkey.
Stop running away with my monkey! Right, so there's Yuri, like, chasing after you, and you're going up the side of the building, just hypnotically seeking the source of that song on the air. And what's gonna happen is that you are going to wind up, like, this hut, right, the wood is really wet now, actually. It's kind of rotten and soggy, and so you'll climb up on top, and as you're walking across the roof, it will collapse beneath your feet. And you will come crashing down into this barricaded building. Notice all of the windows and all of the doors in all of the buildings have been boarded up. And you find yourself trapped in a building wherein there is almost no light. It is so dark in here, the only thing that you can see is yourself in this spot of sunlight in the middle of the room. And the both of you hear shuffling. A lot of it. And slow gurgling groans coming from the shadows inside the building. But before we find out what happens to you, Yuri! Oh no!
GG Thistle.
And then a moment later, you realize that perhaps it was for the best that you did not ride the monkey's back. Because
that was all according to plan. I was just trying to encourage him onward, and it was tragic.
So Yuri,
It seems our friend has not gotten very far.
So Yuri, Drummond, what do you do? If left to their own devices inside the building, your friends are likely to succumb to whatever the fuck nasty, pointy, big shop, pointy teeth await them.
Well, I believe that place has become what one might call a barrel, because it is now full of monkeys.
Ha!
No, you won't get me to quit that either. I'm not walking away just yet.
So close!
But Mouse is in great danger, and I can't leave her to her.
Yes,
to her
I know.
fate.
She has a destiny. It's really tragic. I wish.
Stay
I wish
close, Yuri. I shall prepare a ward to fend the undead, and we will advance upon yon building.
You know, I must admit, despite the fact that you're completely wrong about how it happens, I must admit you have some interesting parlor tricks that I would like to figure out the scientific principles behind them.
Faith is all the science you need.
I give you a moment of credit, and this is what you do. This is why you can't have nice things and you believe in some pain god.
All right, so Drummond, you would like to prepare a ward. How does this work?
I am going to turn undead.
Okay, can you read the rules for Turn Undead? Because
Yes, I can, and I shall.
Yay!
When you hold your holy symbol aloft and call upon your deity for protection, roll plus whiz. Sorry. On a 7+, so long as you continue to pray and brandish your holy symbol, no undead may come within reach of you. On a 10+, you also momentarily daze intelligent undead and cause mindless undead to flee. Aggression breaks the effects, and they are able to act as normal.
Drummond, you have earned a beat. By the by. You have earned yourself a beat. Now remember what we decided last week was that the beats, you can spend them as players in order to assist me in determining what will happen on a failed roll for another player. Alright, so roll me thy wisdom, Drummond.
Oh yeah!
Alright, on a 10+, okay, so as you are advancing towards this building, and for the time being, with your holy symbol, that endless knot, the symbol of Krugon the Bleak, the god of what lies beneath with the sanctity of suffering, like you channel his power, and the undead, animated by forces beyond your ken, are powerless to actually close the distance to you. And before long, you are against this wall, right? This back to this wall. You're kind of like skirting around the building looking for a way in so that Yuri can do something while you hold them at bay. And there is a small crowd of these drowned, gurgling zombies spitting up endless water that just seems to come from nowhere, pouring from their mouths with every wet groan as they shuffle and they struggle and they stumble, right, to reach you. But there's a good solid 10 feet, just a nice 10-foot half circle surrounding you, the borders of which are surrounded by zombies. Yuri, what are you doing?
Well, first of all, I'm going to be examining this thing that he's holding because I have a theory that perhaps the endlessness of the symbol is like an antithesis to the nothingness of the undead. And so I believe that this might be the scientific property behind which this compulsion that he has working operates under. Either that or they have a deathly allergy to rope. I'm not sure which one it is yet. I'll have to try out the rope science a little bit later after I've rescued our comrades. Is there... I'm not very good at the whole doing things with my hands. So I'm not going to be able to open a boarded door. However, it's a good thing that... Oh no, most of my minions are zombies. Peasants. No, not peasants. Villagers. Yes, that's the politically correct term. I'm going to summon Unseen Servant to get them to pry the door open.
All right. So roll me plus intelligence to cast your spell.
I would love to, except for the fact that I crit because of pyromancy in a very strange turn of events.
All right. So how do you summon your unseen servant? How does this look?
Well, sound seems to be the theme of the day, as it seems to be doing pretty much everything. And so it just so happens that in my robes, I carry a little bell with me just for this occasion. And I would start ringing my bell and I would say, Jeeves, come here, I need your help now.
Squeak! There will be a moment where, for you at the very least, everything else becomes so much quieter for that resounding, not spiritual, you would call it ethereal. The cleric would call it spiritual. Squeak! And along comes the unseen servant, who visually does not exist, but there is a definite presence. And it will shove its way through the zombie crowd from the outside. This is a rat, the size of a horse. Or it would be if it had physical form. Instead, it's just this kind of wispy, misty kind of presence that you can barely understand exists. Your eyes simply do not see in the proper frequencies of light to understand the material presence. Material, ephemeral. It's all very difficult to explain to the common folk who don't understand the ways of science. But the point is, you now have an invisible servant, Jeeves. Squeak! The dire rat.
Well, you see, it's a combination of using the sound in order to form nothingness into somethingness that's not quite there on another plane, and calling those things together in order to combine that form. And because I realized that rats and mice, as I know from my comrade, are very good into getting into things, I will ask Jeeves if he could kindly gnaw his way through the door for me.
Squeak! And the unseen spirit will begin to pound its head against the door.
Well, not quite gnawing, but if that works, go. You do your rat thing, yes.
While that is going on, let's flip the camera over to to Thistle and Mouse. You hit the ground. There was a shattering and a thumping, right? The ground inside the building is muddy, dirty, sticky, filthy, and wet. You hit the ground and there is a splashing, slurping sound as your ass gets stuck. Suction and... Oh, that's gross.
Mouse can go on my shoulders.
Wait, are we still like under the thrall of this sound of the music?
Yes, you are you are hypnotized into getting into that damn tower. However, you can't get back out through the roof. And there are zombies here.
Unless Thistle throws me again.
You really want to get thrown? I could throw you through the hole in the roof.
I don't know what to do with you afterward. Wait, do I have a rope? Do I have a rope in my pack?
Do you have
BRB.
adventuring equipment?
I do have adventuring gear.
All right, so you're gonna mark off one use of that adventuring gear, right? Because
Yep.
in Dungeon World, they like I do this in pretty much most of my games now, unless it's gonna be the kind of game where I want everybody to keep track of exactly what equipment they have in their backpack, which is some games, but not all games. A lot of games, what I actually do is I just say, here's this thing, you have supplies, right? So you're gonna use up one use of your supplies, and you would like to have a rope, you said?
A rope.
Okay,
Yep.
so-
So I'm gonna tie the rope to him real quick. And then I'm gonna hold onto the rope, and then he's gonna toss me under the roof. And then I'll tie the rope onto something so he can climb back up and not be eaten by a horde of raving zombies.
Okay. So Thistle.
Yep. What kind of role do you want for a launching halfling? Is that strength or is that a
I'm gonna
volley?
say this is definitely defying danger. You are acting despite the imminent threat of being consumed by drowned zombies. So I'm gonna say this is defy danger based on strength.
Okay.
So Chris.
Yeah.
Five
Head
XP.
right now. Would you like to assist me? Could you give me some suggestions on how exactly we're fucking these two comrades of yours over with that failed roll of a 6 or lower? Mark your XP, Thistle, by the way.
Oh, I have. Don't worry.
He's on top of that part.
So give me a suggestion.
I
And
failed.
I will use it partially or part of it, or use it in a way you weren't expecting, or something.
Well, two things that immediately come to mind is if you said it was only a thatch hut, though, didn't you? Well, if it's a small house, if there's a chimney, it's quite possible that the rope, like he tries to launch her up, and the rope gets caught, but not her, and he pulls the chimney down instead of her getting anywhere. Or it just ends up collapsing the whole bloody building, and now all of the zombies around them are also here. However, that would no longer have them trapped.
I have an idea. Because you were saying, bring the whole place down around them. And that brought to mind the image I would like to put forth as the actual canon of events that happened in this story. The orangutan takes the halfling. And I want you to remember, Mystic, that this was your suggested course of action. And
I know,
was
I'm never going to
your
suggest this
fault.
again.
The orangutan grabs the halfling, right? And looks up and looks around, and just as your eyes are starting to adjust, you can see the dead humans shuffling towards you, gurgling and bubbling water from their mouths as they shuffle. Their arms are starting to raise as they come for you, and you throw that halfling smack into the ceiling and not out the hole. Boom! All right, now, Mouse, you will go, like, you will hit the, right, and then you will fall down. Oh, now you're stuck in the mud. All right. And you're going to fall down on the orangutan as a result of this. You will both be knocked prone, stuck in the mud, and you are beset on all sides by the drowned servants of the songbird of the sea. Now, as it turns out, drowned villager does 1d8 damage, and you will both suffer this. The first one is to Zangmak. That'll be 3 damage minus your armor to Thistle, and that'll be 5 damage minus your armor to Mouse. You started it full today.
Okay. Okay. So I have armor of 1, so that would be 2 for me.
Yes.
2 wounds.
4 for me.
All right. And
You know that way you said that the King Kong thing was a great idea? We should totally do that. Yeah.
and as you guys are stuck down in the mud with these zombies like starting to tear at your legs and your arms, and they're starting to bite, and they're starting to drool this seawater all over you, the salt water with like little bits of algae and kelp and seaweed, just
They can't help it.
and as you ignore Yuri's terrible puns, you're stuck again. Like your hand is down, or like your ankle, or there's some part of you that you need to function. Right?
I have a question.
What's up?
So I'm still in the thrall of this music, but am I like aware of what's going on around me?
You are aware.
Okay,
you
so that
have a
I'm like
survival
legitimately freaking out right now.
Yes,
Like I am.
It's just that,
I am flailing in the mud. I'm
just that, like,
probably
because
kicking the monkey in the face.
yeah, because of this compulsion, like it's more important to you to get into that building than say for your comrades to do well, right? Like getting into the building is your top priority. You can't get in if you die. You can get in if anybody else dies. That's fine. You just got to get in. All right. And so you're stuck in the mud. The zombies are on top of you, and that's where the whole building starts to shake. What do you do?
Nobody panic! Nobody panic! If the building collapses, I'll get you out. Don't worry about it. The crashing, it's all good. Part of science. Carry on. Don't get eaten by zombies.
No, I want to get out even more.
So what do you do?
We're prone.
You're prone and stuck.
We still have the rope, right?
Yes, also, quick note, Pizza Fort 666 is possibly the most amazing Twitch name I have ever encountered in my life.
Can we live in a pizza fort? That'd be pretty cool.
You can if you survive this zombie attack. What do you do?
I'm gonna take the rope, and I'm gonna like make a lasso out of it and try to grab like a part of the roof that hasn't collapsed.
Yep.
And then try to like climb up, and then Thistle can follow me if he wants, but fuck him. He threw me into the ceiling. I don't really care.
Okay, so in order to do that, all right, you're gonna have to defy danger, and this is gonna be based on dexterity. You've only got one hand.
Okay.
You're trying to like yank this one while you're tying a knot with one hand, and then if you get the rope up, right, and that's gonna be what you're doing. So give me.
Oh wait. I have a question. I have an out of character question. On my crit and botch list, do I have to go in order, or
Yes.
can I?
You have to go from top down.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
I guess I botched then because Robo's a butt face. Fuck you, Robo.
All right, so as you're doing this, right, you're going like you're just gonna be too damn slow, all right. But this time, as the zombies are approaching, right, and they're like encroaching on you, this one is going to instead of like clawing at your flesh, right, its eyes start to go wide, and from its ears and its eyes, it looks like it's sobbing and crying. This would be blood, but it's instead seawater, and you can't do anything, and it is going to forcibly regurgitate seawater down your throat. I'm going to need you to roll me wisdom, because you are suffering a calamity here, and you might catch the drowned zombie virus.
Oh, great.
On a 7 to 8, would you like success with a worse outcome, like the choice with a price you might not be willing to pay, or the choice of 2 terrible outcomes as a result of your strength of will?
The first one.
You want to survive and have a worse outcome. Okay.
By the way, I'm totally like, oh my god, it threw up on me. Basically.
I would like a moment to recognize here the fact that Imagining Mystic, you are the first person on this stream who have ever been kissed by a zombie.
Why me?
Tongue and all, like just all up in you.
Is that like a kiss by a rose on the grave?
Oh no!
I hate all of you so much right now.
All right, so
But especially Robo.
you are there. You are, and like you can feel the water pouring down your throat, right? And what's going to happen is that you aren't going to gain any of this zombie virus. You're gonna start spitting it up and start coughing it back out, and you're gonna headbutt this motherfucker, right? And in doing so, you're gonna headbutt this guy. And when you go to lie, like when you put your head back down to continue trying to yank your arm out, you're gonna realize that there's a zombie's arm behind you, and then they've got you by the leg, right? And the arm. They are helping you out of the mud. They are helping you out of the mud. They are going to eat you, and as a result, you will take damage from multiple zombies. You'll take 7 minus your armor and damage.
7?
7.
Okay, so
minus
6
your armor.
damage.
So you're gonna take
Cool.
6 damage.
That's cool.
Let me know when you hit 0 or less. All right.
I have 8 hit points left right now.
Okay, so you are currently caught up in all of these zombies. Like, there's not much you can do. Thistle.
That's 2 attacks, right? That she just took. So she would take her armor off of each of them.
No,
Because
that's
she
not how
said
that
it was
works.
multiple attacks. No. Okay.
When you're attacked by multiple enemies, you just add, you add damage to the highest damage die in the group.
Okay, I was just clarifying because I mean it's slightly more helpful, but yeah. Okay, I will. I am gonna use a hold to search for that needle in the haystack for some straw or some matting or something that I can use to get some purchase on this shitty ground and try to basically right myself and get myself out of the mud.
All right.
So basically, while the zombies are distracted by eating me, you're going to try
Sure.
to. Okay.
You know what? You know the thatch from the roof that just fell down? I'm gonna needle in a haystack, find some of that, and use that to
from the
help myself get
rubble
out.
from the ceiling when you fell in. Right?
Yeah.
So there
yeah.
you are. You're an orangutan. Is this your last hold?
Nope.
All right. You're an orangutan.
I wish it kind of was. But
you'll
nope.
find the rubble, right, and you'll grab it, and you'll be able to drag it through the mud to yourself, and actually push yourself up. What do you do?
I'm still okay. My priority is to get to the tower, though, right? Fuck my comrades. That's
you
the
are
thing.
hypnotized, and that is your top priority.
Okay,
It's
and you
cool,
say
I'm
these
being eaten by
windows.
zombies. Don't worry about it.
You quite happy to leave me face down in the dirt. Fuck it. I'm an orangutan. I have hair. I was super stuck in that shit. I'm
Zach
going
Mack is
through
just
one of
happy
the
to have
windows.
hair.
Yeah, this is true. Even if it's ginger, fuck it. I'll take it. I'm going through the nearest window.
There are no windows. They're all boarded up. Remember?
Yeah, I'm going through the boarded up window.
Okay. So that sounds like you're defying danger based on strength, because there are a whole bunch of zombies around, and that's a big wooden board. So roll me, provided you don't botch or crit.
Oh, I have no rolls left.
All right.
So
Roll me defy
watch
danger based on
me
strength.
knock myself out on this thing. Yep, there we go. That's another fail.
Would anybody like to spend one of their beats in order to help me screw Zangmak over?
I'm nearly leveled, guys. It's all right.
If you survive.
Yeah, I'll spend my beat. Why not?
All right. So how? Give me some interesting ideas that I can incorporate into my idea of fucking over these two.
So
who
I
are
am
currently
literally-
alive in the building.
I'm literally going for a boarded up window, assuming that the wood is soggy because that's what we fell through. I'm a big orangutan. I'll be able to go through these wet boards, no problem.
I think he would be able to go through those boards, no problem. Head first, and probably only his head.
That's amazing, hero. So I'm not even gonna change this one up. No, I'm actually gonna add something. All right. So Thistle, you push yourself up and you launch yourself at that board, right? At the boarded up window, and your head will go out, right? And you will find yourself face to face with Yuri.
You too had the good plan. You only partially succeeded though. That's quite tragic.
And while that's going on, Thistle, take 9 damage, mostly to your butt.
Mostly to my ass.
Well, because there's a whole bunch of zombies in the building.
Are the
and
zombies
you're like,
eating his ass right now? Because
You ever had your ass eaten by a zombie, baby? Yes! Oh!
Wow.
high five, that was both of us.
Teamwork.
Hashtag mic drop.
Wow. The calamity of errors is crazy. Like, on that note, it looks like we're at 22 retweets whilst we're waiting for Grant to get back. So 8 more to go and we get a giveaway. Get on
as I was saying, there you are with your head stuck through the boards of the window. Yes, I'm just gonna continue on like this didn't happen because fuck you people. There you are with your head stuck through the window, face to face with Yuri, who's a bit like, oh, I see you had a good idea. Too bad it didn't work out for you. While there are zombies like barfing seawater all over your legs and gnawing at your feet and your ankles and your thighs, right? Like, and you're struggling to get loose, but the more you struggle, the more you're cutting yourself up on like the splinters of the board. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now that seems to be the perfect time to flip over and find out what Drummond and Yuri are doing, because it's been about this time that unseen giant rat spirit is going to finally head first, doing a much better job than Yuri is of creating portals through which you might pass with his head. Will fucking finally BOOM! And the door will splinter inward and just explode, and light will shine into the building, exposing a surprising number of small, child-sized, drowned zombies.
Oh, good. Now they're child size. That doesn't make them any less creepy.
Because
Which
it wasn't bad enough
happen to
already.
be like eating Mouse and Thistle alive. There's blood all over their faces. The water that flows across the floor is like tainted with ribbons of vibrant red blood.
Do I see that Mouse is set upon as the door shatters?
Yes.
Come along,
What?
Drummond, and I will hop onto the giant rat and drag Drummond on, and I will tell Jeeves, mush, and I will get him to run us into the center.
What is Drummond doing while Yuri demands that he get on the rat?
Oh, I'm dragging him onto
Well,
the rat.
in true heroic fashion, I drop my prayer and dive towards Mouse with a cure light wounds ready to go.
All
You
right.
had one job, Drummond, one job, and you just couldn't keep up.
So
Now I have to try the rope.
In order to land this spell, I'm gonna say you're gonna have to defy. This is very heroically defying some danger. All right, so I'm gonna say roll it for me based on Dex, because you gotta like to put the hand on her. Right, you're gonna weave through the child's arms, and
Oh boy.
so roll me Dex. On a 7 and 9, you get the choice between a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or what is the last one? A terrible choice?
Hard
I'm so
bargain.
spending my
Hard
beat.
Hard bargain.
All right. If you
So
heal
spending
her,
my beat.
If
Aw.
you heal her, this is a beat is on the 6 or less. This was a
Damn.
7 total. So if you heal her, okay, as you're going in, you are going to need to like, as you're holding your breath and the water is splashing around, there's a spittle and the screaming of the zombies, right? You can put your hand on her, but doing so is going to infect you.
If infection is what I must suffer to save my friend, then so be it.
Roll me your spellcast.
You just couldn't keep up the turn undead, could you? You couldn't.
I wasn't sure if I could do that and cast a spell because I don't think you can.
I'm gonna say that it makes enough sense that you either hold your turn or cast a spell. That's a fair call.
Yeah, I figured.
If you get a 6 or less on the spell, I'm gonna laugh.
Me too.
Oh! All right. So your spell goes off. What does your spell do?
Where'd it go? Cure light wounds. Just heal an ally you touch of 1d8 damage.
Okay, roll me 1d8. All right, so how does your spell look as you go to cast it?
I'd say how about some ebony ribbons traced down my arm and wrap around the wound like bandages.
All right. So the dwarf, the dwarf runs in, right, and defying all logic and reason, reaches out as his prayers build this dark energy in his hands, mouse, right, and you can feel your body restitching itself, and fucking Christ, that is painful as hell. You thought it was bad having your flesh torn off of your bones by teeth? You thought it was bad having them barf salt water on those wounds? You ain't felt shit until the healing powers of Krugon the Bleak, who preaches the sanctity of suffering, has healed you. Let me tell you what. Alright, so your entire body is racked with pain, but you will gain an extra 5 hit points. Meanwhile, Drummond. As you're doing this, you have to open your mouth to pray or else the spell doesn't work. You have to evoke your god in order to heal. And as you do so, there's all this splattering of blood and bile and worse mixed in with this seawater, and you cough and choke, and some of it goes down your throat, and you can start to feel your muscles stiffen, and you can start to feel a gnawing hunger in your stomach. People look really delicious right now. You are not fully converted. You are still in mostly control of your faculties. However, I'm going to give you a debility, which is a -1 to your a -2. Yes.
Through Krugon the Bleak, I was given the boon of amphibious. Will this help?
It will help. It will help you in not from this, because you're not drowning. You're hungering for the flesh of your companions. But you're gonna take a debility, which is gonna be -2 to your intelligence score, because it is overpowering your thinker. This need, and you will also need to explain at any given point how it is you are struggling against this desire, like what the desire you're seeing, what the things are that prompting you for, etc., etc. If you do so, I will give you a beat. All right, whenever you do something, and if you decide, like, and if the struggle is enough, and your reason for defying it is good enough, I may give you +1 forward on the roll. So Drummond is in. He's healed Mouse. All right. You're still stuck, Thistle. Right. Mouse, you're still entangled. So Yuri, it falls on you. What do you do?
How many hit points was I healed for?
5.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I'm still going to be riding Jeeves into the center to try and help them. However, well, now is a fantastic time to attempt my experiment. I will get a piece of rope from my bag and I'll tie a quick knot, and I will attempt to see if they have a rope allergy as I run through them on Jeeves.
Okay. This is definitely a defy danger based on Dex, because you're tying a rope, not riding an invisible thing that nobody else can see. And you're acting despite an imminent threat. So I'm gonna say the rules indicate that your action, which is fucking bizarre as shit, what the fuck is wrong with you, is gonna be defy danger based on a Dex and it punches! Who wants to spend a beat? Who wants to spend a beat to fuck with Yuri?
Have we got beats? I think the
I
only
don't
person
think
who
I
actually
have
had
one.
a beat.
I think the only beats I have marked are Chris and Drummond, and they've both spent one, so they're both down to 1 beat.
Oh, Hero does have a beat? Okay.
So Drummond, Yuri, no, you don't want to spend a beat here.
Nah, this one's all you.
So Chris, do you know how to make yourself? You know how to make an entrance, right? What is the purpose of making an entrance? Don't answer that. The purpose of making an entrance is to draw the attention to yourself. And if you really wanted to make an entrance, riding on top of a giant invisible creature nobody else can see, shouting about ropes and tying something and fumbling and almost, oh shit, now your hands are oh no, you've tied your hands together, Yuri. How did you even manage that? Oh no, now you're holding onto the rat's neck with your leg. Oh god, and all the zombies are looking at you. Except the ones that are also eating the other two. And as such, in all of your flailing and chaos, you will take a larger amount of damage than your companions because you have a larger amount of zombies eating you. You will take 8 damage
I may
before
die.
armor. 8 damage before armor. So now you are hanging onto the invisible rat upside down with your hands accidentally tied together, right? And on top of all this, you're wearing a robe, right? And the robe is
Yes.
like hanging down over you, so everybody else, tell me you're not going commando.
We established in the first session that I actually do.
And so there you are, freeballing it, hanging upside down, in a panic, not able to see anything as your robe is hanging over your head like a curtain. And with your hands tied, and the Zeds are just, the zombies, who are not Zeds at all, the zombies are just going to town eating you, and it hurts like hell.
I'm all ow, 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 ow! It's all skin and bone. It's all ow. There's no meat. Stop it! Ah, there's bone. I said it's all skin. Ow!
Alright, so, Thistle, Mouse, anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna revert to my natural form and
Alright,
turn into a frog, a tree frog.
okay.
Because I can at any time I can spend all my hold and revert to my natural form. I have 1 hold left.
Yep.
So that will wipe that out.
Yep.
And then I will attempt to turn into a tree frog and go through the hole and make my way to the
Roll
tower.
me shapeshifting, boyo.
Yeah.
If you fail this, I swear to God.
Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be really hilarious? Oh, he fucking crits!
And tonight we shall not have frog's legs for dinner.
Wow, I almost crit. Yeah,
Almost
that was
crit.
good.
So
that's 3
Thistle,
hold for a
the
tree frog.
orangutan is like can't get his head loose, right? And so then for a moment he gooishly just shapeshifts back into the form of a halfling, right? And then poof, he's suddenly not there. Oh wait, no, there he is. Out all through the hole. Ribbit. Ribbit. You will
Yes,
have-
good job, Thistle Scout ahead. Come back when you're done,
You
please.
can't see what's going on.
Ow!
You
Oh,
can't
no,
see
'cause
what's
I've got
going
a
on.
curtain.
You've got your curtain going on.
Yes.
So Thistle, you will have the following moves. 1, you can jump to a place the others cannot reach. 2, you will be able to snatch a small object with your frog tongue. Those are the things that you can spend your hold on.
Tree frogs have got like really good climbing ability. So I only have 2.
2 moves.
So I have 3 hold.
You have
but I
3
can
hold.
Yeah,
But
okay.
I give you a number of moves. Again,
Yep,
like the
that's
climbing
cool.
is something the form can do, so you will still have access to defy danger of climbing.
Sure. Okay. Cool. Yep.
I just don't want to give you the. I don't want to give it away to be like, no defy danger for you. Fuck off. I like defy danger. So you're out. All right. Now
I'm going. Yep.
Mouse. You don't know that he's gone. You just see. Well, I mean, you know he's gone. You don't know where he went. Really hard to keep track of a tiny frog when you are, I don't know, being eaten by zombies. But you're grappled from all sides. Like, this is.
So my hands are not free then.
This is one weird fetish away from being your average hentai. Like, what are you doing?
I don't have access. Like, am I able to move my hands, or am I like?
You could probably try and wrestle free if that's what you'd like your action to be.
Well, I can't think of anything else that I could possibly do at this point.
What would you like to do
Yeah.
if you get your hands free?
I want to try to grab the sword that I have.
Yep.
So that I can like
Start.
like,
Okay, yeah,
try to
all right. Yeah, so
chop
give
their
me a
heads
defy
off or
danger based on
something.
strength, and if you pass this,
Okay.
then we'll let you have it.
Oh wait, nope. I believe I can crit now, thanks to Maple Toothpick.
All right, so do you know how hard it is to hold on to somebody whose entire career consists of being a slippery son of a bitch who just can't be pinned down? These zombies, which are totally not Zeds, no matter how many times I accidentally almost say that, These zombies they're holding on to you, they're clawing at your flesh. You are racked with pain, but that pain gives you a moment of clarity, right? Your mind is purged of fear, mostly because it's overwhelmed with agony. But it's purged of fear, and in that moment, you think to yourself, "I have a sword!" And you will slip. It's just like breaking out of handcuffs, or breaking out of stocks, or shackles, or chains, or opposing bandits' knots, or you spend a lot of your time tied up now that you think about it. The point is, you are free, and you have a sword. So roll me hack and slash, which is 2d6 plus strength. On a 10 plus, you'll deal your damage and avoid the enemy's attacks. On a 7 and 9, you'll deal your damage and you'll take damage. And on a 6 minus,
On a 2?
on a what?
2.
On a botch, you get XP. Yay!
XP and damage.
Wow.
I believe it was the plus 2. You will take 3 minus your armor and damage. But that's not all.
Wait, I take 2 damage then,
Take
right?
2 damage, yes.
Okay.
Because you break your arms loose and you start slashing up at them back and forth with your sword, right? But they've still got your ankles. And they will start dragging you towards the center of the room, moving you into the larger mass of zombies, which are chasing around. Yuri is currently hanging upside down with his legs in a loop, magically floating in the air, levitated somehow, right? With his junk dangling everywhere, and flailing and being clawed at by zombies. And this is the weirdest, most surreal thing that you have ever seen happen. But there it is, and because you are distracted by this for the splittest of seconds, you will leave yourself open, and there will be a
God
zombie
damn it, Yuri!
in your face, right? And you'll be being clawed at and taking your general scrapes, bruises, and because the seawater is starting to seep into your wounds, you are going to also start hungering for the flesh of people.
In all fairness, you don't get to see like 300-year-old naked men very often, so I mean, it is distracting.
Wow.
What?
Wow. Can we top of the hour on that note, please? I think I need to go to the loo.
Wait, why? We were just talking about 300-year-old naked men.
I feel a sudden urge to vom.
Okay, good.
300-year-old man, fucking old saggy man balls. To
Why do I let you on my stream?
Well, I mean, it's like never mind. I'm not actually. I can't even begin. I can't say those words.
On that note, of Mystic's character, Mouse, being infected with the flesh-hungering virus, of Yuri dangling upside down, not able to see anything with his wrists tied, and Thistle just fucking off and leaving the party.
Literally
to die.
dangling.
We will be right back after these messages. Who can man the guns? Alright, welcome back to twitch.tv/EvilSqueegee. I'm EvilSqueegee, and this is the party that is about to die to waterlogged zombies and old man junk. When we last left our party, Drummond was struggling to gain control of his mind as the zombie virus infected him with the hunger for human flesh. Mouse had just also been infected with the hunger for human flesh, but has more pressing concerns, like, I don't know, the horde of zombies descending on her. Thistle had escaped out of the building, compelled and hypnotized to get into the tower, and was hopping across the village floor as a small tree frog. And then also Yuri, who is currently dangling upside down in the middle of the air with his legs wrapped around the invisible neck of a dire rat the size of a horse, with his robes fallen around him like a curtain, bound and unable to see, with his hands accidentally tied together, beset on all sides by waterlogged zombies. So, as both Mouse and Yuri seem to be rather indisposed, Drummond, It falls on you. What do you do?
Well, in righteous indignation at these zombies who are closing in on my next meal, I once again call to great Kurgan the Bleak and will them away from my prize.
All right, roll it. This could kill somebody. Ooh.
Missed it by 1.
Do you want to?
Oh wait, no, 7 plus.
On a 7 plus. All right, you will ward them off, right? So there you are,
Yeah.
right? And you hold up your endless knot, and it will shine a black, colorless, dreary light that pierces the darkness of the room and illuminates these child zombies' drowned, bloated, half-rotten faces as they shriek and pull back in fear from your holy power. Which will incidentally also prevent Mouse and Yuri from taking too much terrible damage. However, you are going to have to stay holding your symbol back as they are as the undead horde is horrified of it. Mouse, your ankles will be let go, and with a scream of fear, the children that are like trying to eat you alive will pull back and stumble with their hands up in front of their faces. And Yuri, you have no idea what's going on, but these zombies are totally... shut up, Zangmax.
Oneshot.
That's going to be from Husband Unit, I think. That's a 4 crit
Pacific,
statistic.
not husband unit.
Oh, it's not...
No, I am Pacific's waifu, so you're close.
Oh, Pacifics. Okay. I didn't know how to pronounce the name, so I was dodging it. Thank you. Pacifics. Thank you for kissing ass. You're still in the doghouse tonight, though. Don't think this gets you off the hook. You know what you did. I think. She's not saying anything, so I'm right. The point is... the point is... that you will be, like, you will be dropped. And Yuri, you have no idea what's going on. So, Yuri, we've heard from Mouse recently.
Yes. This is a problem. I think I have confirmed that my experiment was a failure. They are not allergic to rope. This is unfortunate. I'm going to try and use my tied hands to kind of lever myself back up onto my horse. Rat.
All right. There's no need to roll for that.
And I will take a quick scan of the surroundings. And I will say, Jeeves, fetch that balls. Just fetch the cleric. Fetch the cleric. Like bite his collar or something, and we will use him as a bulldozer. And we shall clear away. I guess I'll grab the little one.
Okay. This sounds to me like you are attempting to convince your unseen servant to do something rather complex. I'm gonna ask you to roll me Defy Danger based on Charisma.
I will crit because of Robo.
Oh!
Oh,
What is this?
oneshot.
Robovin says full support behind the moron. 2 crits for Chris. All right, so you're
That was the most backhanded crit I think I've ever received.
welcome to Robovin. Even when he's giving you what you think you want, it's not really what you want. You should always suspect something is
It's
afoot with
like,
the dark side.
here's the crit, and then here's the compliment. Like what?
All right, so there are you, and you're having and Jeeves will squeak, 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 right? And so there you are, Drummond, right? And you're like, back, stay back. This is my meal. Stay back, right? and as you are backed into the corner, suddenly the wizard, riding atop his invisible beast, right, will come galloping towards you like, trying to hold on, right? He's not exactly the world's most experienced giant.
I have him by the ears.
Oneshot.
I'm trying to steer him.
botches for the butt face. Robovin is just dishing out the godlike power right now. This is Robo's game. You guys are all but just rats in a cage right now, in a maze.
I am full of rage.
Full of rage. Just no, you're the mage. Sometimes the sage. With a very, very, very large age. And I must admit, this entire battlefield has been but a stage. And I appreciate your assistance in my earning my wage.
Can you stop now? Your rhyming is causing me rage.
If Zhang's reaction was to be my gauge...
Really, this is just another story on the page. Can we get on with it?
Hey!
Anybody want a peanut? So, the...
What? What? Yeah, that went way over my head. I got
Your
nothing.
reflexes are too fast, you would catch it, I know.
Fuck yeah, peanuts.
It was no more rhyming now, I mean it. Anybody want a peanut?
God damn it.
You're not my friend anymore if you don't get that reference.
I did, and then I felt bad.
Oh, okay. Know your shame, turn in your nerd card for at least 5 minutes. You're not a geek anymore. For the next 5 minutes, your fucking geek privileges have been revoked, and we're immortalizing this. So you guys on YouTube, when you are watching this on YouTube, I want you to go boo at your screen.
Shut up and get back to my wrinkly balls! Yes!
Shut up and get back to my wrinkly balls, really? Wow. Wow.
Oh, what the hell was I doing? Oh, yeah, so
Holy
your rat
fuck.
grabs the cleric, but grabs... So, Yuri, your giant rat spirit, who we have dubbed Jeeves, grabs the dwarf by the collar of his armor and just starts swinging him around, right? So there you are, Drummond, like, back, ah! Right? And you will become the bludgeon. The instrument of an invisible force will grab you. Perhaps the hands of Krugon the Bleak himself have grabbed you and started beating the zombies back as if you are his weapon. Wait, no. That smells like cheese. What is going on? Right? And in all of this, mouse, you will feel something thin, slithering, wrap around your ankle, leg, as if some rat's tail. No, that's much more like a tentacle, actually. Will grab you by the leg, as if zombies weren't enough, and will throw you out the door. And then Drummond.
That's not what I
And then
well, I guess.
Once you have been used as a bludgeon to knock these zombies to the side and out of the way, you will be trotted out of the building and dropped next to Mouse. And the zombies in the room, in the building behind you, are kind of like against this invisible furry butt that seems to be stuck in the door that they can't get past.
I have a question.
Hey, stop touching my rat! Stop touching my rat! That's my rat, and it doesn't belong to you. Stop that! Stop! You didn't listen to me when you were alive, and you don't listen to me when you're dead. You are the worst peasants, and I'm glad I'm getting new ones.
Oh, money shot.
Pyromancy says more for Chris and his wrinkly balls. 1 crit.
This is all gonna come full circle tomorrow on Judas Steer, and it's just like botches for days.
So,
I have a question.
I swear to God, if this question is about Chris's wrinkly balls, then I am
No.
kicking him from the show.
I don't.
I mean, if we want to make my balls the topic of this show, we can make my balls the topic.
No, you know what? I'm good. I'm good.
What is your question, Mystic?
Why do you always have kids in the things that I play?
Oh, I
I'm really resisting a joke about my balls right now.
Don't do that.
Stop that, Chris.
Don't resist
Stop
it.
that. No, don't. Just stop.
No, just stop.
That is the official Brix. Here lies that line of conversation. It's going that way, and we're going this way. All right.
Yep.
So, Drummond, as you are dropped down, I'm not going to cost you your holy symbol or your turn, right? You'll be able to keep the majority of the zombies seem to have like. All right. I think we are. My mum is stabilized. All right. So, what? Okay. So your intent is to climb up the tower, right?
Oh yeah, I'm like basically making a beeline for the tower. As soon as I get to the tower, I'm trying to. Yeah, it seems to be back now. Yeah, I want to get. Yeah, climb up the side of the tower.
All right, so go ahead and roll me Defy Danger based on dexterity as you stick, hop, stick, climb.
Can I jump initially?
Yeah, I will actually. You know what? I will let you spend your hold to jump out of reach of the zombies, and kind of stick to the side of the tower and start
doing the thing. Yeah.
Doing your frog thing. So roll me based on dex just to climb the tower.
Okay, and then I botch because Robovin.
Okay.
I had to play it as if I would. So yeah.
So you're gonna take 8 minus your armor and damage. Because you're going to fall into the zombies. Now you guys have over here on our other group here have managed to handle the zombies and pin them in. What is your master plan for getting into the tower?
Well, first I just want to laugh at Zhang for a minute because he was like, "Ha ha! I'm getting away. No zombies are bothering me." And now you fell it up.
Can I point out?
GG.
It was actually ha ha! I'm getting away. I don't have to deal with the topic that we're no longer discussing. That was my ha ha moment.
Right. That's right. You have a point. Yeah.
It wasn't that. Oh, I'm still in the shit. Yeah, that's clearly apparent with my 2 hit points that I have left. So yeah, I guess I fall back into the crowd of zombies.
And you are still like, now I do get frog legs for dinner, motherfucker. They're starting to eat on you, and you're taking all kinds of damage. What are the others doing?
I'm still under the thrall of this zombie plague, right?
Yes, as a matter of fact, probably while the other two are boarding up the building, you were kind of like, a chance to go inside the tower. I suddenly sound like Sean Connery.
Well, no. I have that thrall to go to the tower, but don't I also have the zombie plague too?
Yes, you are rather hungry. However,
I'm very torn right now. Like, there's 2 things that I really want to do at the same time.
Okay, now which of them is Mouse going to do?
No. I meant like I both want to eat my companions and go to the top of the tower at the same time. Mm-hmm. But I think I'm going to make my way to the tower. Yeah.
Okay. So you will pass a bunch of zombies gnawing on a frog on your way towards the front doors, which seem to be conveniently unlocked and just slightly ajar.
I thought I fixed that. I don't remember turning my doors into a jar. That's terrible. I must fix that after the new peasants get a new door. Yes, that's the order once yes, okay.
I'm gonna start going up the stairs because that music sounds so lovely and I need to see what it is. I'm a little hungry, but the music is much more tempting than my hunger right now.
I'm actually pretty certain it's a song, isn't it?
I'm so disappointed you didn't start doing Seal, A Kiss from a Rose on the Grave. I am so sad. When I heard the first notes, I was like, is he doing it? He didn't do it.
So there you are, like, kind of like wandering up the stairs. This song is calling to you, Mouse. And as it turns out, going up the Wizard's Tower is a lot easier than you thought. As a matter of fact, the fact that Yuri has complained about getting lost in this place is really difficult. There's one staircase, and it just goes up in a spiral.
It's honestly not that surprising, though. It's Yuri.
It's just like, it's literally just keep walking, just stay on the staircase. You just go up in a circle, and it'll bring you to the top of the tower with the pointed hat ceiling. But as you round that corner, right, and you see her, and make the derpiest face. We're gonna flash the camera over to Drummond and Yuri and Thistle as if to build tension by not telling the audience what's in the roof building floor yet. What are you guys doing?
How strong are the floors in your tower, Yuri?
That depends on which floor. Is it the floor in which I was doing the water experiments, where I may or may not have left all of my books? Is it where I set fire to the cabinet? Is it where I keep my alchemical experiment? Like, there's a lot of floors in that. I'm going to need you to be more specific.
You know, as you guys are having this conversation, don't stop the conversation, but it'll start to dawn on you that you were planning on eating Mouse, but you don't see her anywhere near here.
Oh yes, by the way, Jeeves, can you just like swing your head and knock the building down on the zombies? Like just swing, squeak, butt in the doorway. There you, excellent work, Jeeves. This is why you are my good pet rat. Yes, good Jeeves.
So what are you doing, Drummond?
Mouse says, "Where did she go?" Yori, what did you do to her?
What do you mean? Where did I? Mouse is right. Oh, she's not right. Oh, she always does this. I tell you. I mean, this is why I hired her. I never hired her. I never. Let's find her. I think we should find her. I have a lot of valuable things in that tower. We need to find her very quickly. Very quickly.
Agreed.
I will get back up. Hi-ho! Jeeves, away!
Is Drummond still your bulldozer during all of this?
No, Drummond was put down.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say that would actually be really funny.
So, Drummond. The wizard, like, floats up and down away as if he was riding on a horse. You're half tempted to, like, clap some coconuts together, but don't actually do so.
I have some coconuts if you'd like.
He's going to the tower. What are you doing?
Can I safely approach the tower, or shall I have to continue to concentrate to do so?
You don't need to concentrate to do so. You're pretty much done, with the exception of the fact there seem to be some zombies just casually chowing down on a frog near the front door. A frog that you know for a fact is not native to this area.
Your goo has betrayed you, Thistle! I shall save you! Don't worry! Jeeves, there's a lot of zombies there. What is the best solution? I will begin humming and hawing to myself as I watch him slowly be eaten. Give me a moment.
That frog would be a delicious snack.
It would.
Oh yes, magic missile! I can do that! I will do that! Yes!
Okay. Drummond, what are you doing while Yuri is hemming and hawing?
I haul out my mace and shield and advance on the zombies around the delicious-looking frog.
Alright, roll me hack and slash, Hero Biscuit, and roll me to cast Magic Missile. Sure.
Hack and slash
I will
strength.
crit because of Maple Toothpick.
Alright, roll me your damage. And it's plus strength. Ooh. What is your damage die?
A D6, I think?
Roll me your D6. You may opt to leave yourself open to an attack in order to do an extra D6 of damage, by the way, on a 10+. Are you attacking recklessly?
No, I'll be calm.
Okay. Between the two of you, wading in and battering these zombies back with your shield and bashing their skulls in with your mace, and a hail of magic missiles raining from behind you, arcing up and past you with their blue light, as you know, the wizard is like frantically writing his name over and over and over and over in the air to create this barrage of bolts of blue energy. Right? The two of you will destroy what is left of those zombies, leaving Thistle mostly intact as a frog.
Come on,
as soon as they start clearing stuff, I'm gonna use all the rest of my hold actions to clear the frog and return to normal. And I probably look very worse for wear.
Yeah,
I've got 2 hit points left, so...
Alright.
So I don't care how much you're bleeding, I'm not drinking it again. You got me with that once, I won't do it. Okay, I asked you, not again. Can you do the healing? Can you do the healing? He looks kind of bleeding.
Yes. Krugon the Bleak craves his wounds.
Why do I ask you questions?
And I'll flip up cast another cure wounds, I guess.
Alright, roll it. All right.
Oh,
On
okay,
a
it's
7 to
fine.
9. On a 7 to 9. What happens?
I'll just I'll revoke the spell as it slips from my mind.
All right. So like that's enough. Krugon the Bleak is not here to fix suffering. He's here to cause it. You have prevented enough. Right. That is a really agonizing healing spell that you are suffering there, Thistle. Go ahead and roll the healing dice.
Yep. As soon as there it is. Whoopee.
You get 2 HP. Now, you guys can then proceed up the tower stairs. Now, Mouse, you were the first one there. You round the corner, and as you see the siren, a beautiful mer creature native to the plane of water, who seems to have slipped through the cracks between the planes, and now commands the entire village of drowned zombies and water elementals. Her song has already got you in her grip. And as you round the corner, curious and awestruck with her strange, sinister, alien beauty, you are enthralled, and she looks at you knowing full well the effect that her voice has on the minds of fleshy, puny mortals. And she says, "Ah, Mouse, I shall have need of you soon." And she motions to all like the piles of stuff that are in the wizard's lab, which is the top of the tower, where the most powerful of the magical experiments have been performed, right? And she motions, and she says, "You have a talent for camouflage, young one. Use it and strike should my life be in danger."
Okay.
And thus mind-controlled by the siren's song and voice, Mouse disappears among the piles of things, not to steal, but in preparation to kill any who might threaten the mother siren, songbird of the sea. And it's just shortly after that the remaining heroes, one hungering for the flesh of his companions, one compelled just like Mouse to find the source of this song, and one just wishing that people would stop breaking into his damn tower and rearranging things, and now there's water stains all over the walls. Ugh. New peasants, for certain. New peasants. In you go, and you see her in her octopodian glory. A Sicily, I think is what they're called. You might know one by the name of Ursula.
I was going to say, is this Ursula we're talking about now?
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
okay.
It's basically a merfolk, but it's using the octopus's tentacles instead of a fishtail, right? And she sits splayed over some throne that's half erected out of like toppled over bookshelves and so on and so forth. And she's sitting on the throne, and she is simply humming to herself. As she approaches, she rests her eyes on you, Thistle, and gives you a nod, and you are blessed to be noticed by a creature so beautiful, so perfect. While Thistle is struck with the awe and beauty of her song and her face, what are the others doing?
Grant, in the nature of Dungeon World, I'm going off on something here.
Here's my fucking shock face.
You! It's been 200 years. I told you never to come back here again. I kicked you out once. Never. No, it was one time, one night, 200 years ago, and you can't forget it. And now you've taken over my town. This is my tower. Get out of my tower. I told you once. Out again. Please get out.
You banished me. I was here for you, Yuri, and you banished me.
You were drowning the peasants, and look what you've done! You've done it again! You've drowned all of my peasants! I had to replace them again!
And they shall forever be part of our family, Yuri, so long as you cease threatening me. Mouse?
Can I backstab Yuri, please?
As a matter of fact, because Yuri doesn't see this attack coming, he's not an enemy in melee, and therefore you do not roll. You just roll damage. Do you have the backstab move?
I don't need. I have a crit though.
Okay, what are your rules for backstab? There is no roll to attack an enemy who's not in melee.
Oh, okay. Okay. Backstab. 1 sec. It doesn't have anything about backstab here. I have trap expert, tricks of the trade, flexible morals, and poisoner.
Oh, okay. So you don't have backstab, but that's fine. You're gonna deal your damage automatically. So roll me your damage dice.
I still roll for damage if I have crits?
Yes.
Okay.
However, because it's a crit, I do need to give you a special bonus.
Okay.
Actually, no, you wouldn't be rolling to crit in the first place here. You would just roll damage. This isn't actually a crit because there's no roll being made. So just roll.
What do I have to roll for damage?
D8.
Wow.
So Yuri, take 7. Does that drop you?
That puts me at exactly 0.
With armor?
I don't have armor. I'm a wizard.
All right.
Oh.
So, at this, Thistle, I am going to give you a moment, but only because you were a druid. The revelation you might be able to wrap your mind around as you fight against the influence of the song is that this siren is an unnatural menace. Beautiful as she may be. Do me a favor and roll me for your strength of will.
Oh, God.
To see if this is the opportunity that your mind can break out of the siren song.
Wisdom, right?
Yep.
Oh, God. I hope so. Oh!
All right. It is because you can.
That is an actual crit, by the way.
You can hear the mourning, somber funeral song of those birds, and you suddenly know why it bothered you, because humming it as she sneaks up behind Yuri comes Mouse just for a split second before she lands the blow that drops him. Yuri, you're gonna hit the ground bleeding, and you're gonna take your last breath. Roll me 2d6 plus nothing. Okay. Death cares not for how tough or how smart you really are.
I was just gonna say, could I get in the way of that?
No, because we
Is
already
this
rolled the
all
damage.
natural?
Okay.
This is all natural. Last breaths are all natural. On a 7 to 8. We'll come back to you in a second, all right? As far as anybody knows, you have dropped and you are bleeding, because when the professional thief strikes at somebody who does not expect it, they know what they're doing. Shank! You drop.
You kept insisting on the
Thud! Right? And as he falls forward, as the wizard falls to the ground, face first, there is Mouse standing behind him with her dagger drawn, looking to the siren as if for approval, right? This is everything the druid needs to snap to and realize that there is something wrong here, and this siren is corrupting the wildlife and now your friends. Drummond, Thistle, what do you do?
So I'm gonna shake out of this and see Yuri fall. Now Yuri and I have a bond.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna backhand Mouse, full on.
Yep.
Just turn and be like, boom! See if that can do something. However, I have to check my sheet before I do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's my intended action, and I botch thanks to Robovin. So I will botch thanks to Robovin on my backhand.
So you're gonna backhand, I'll say this connects. Bam! Right? Mouse, you're gonna stumble back, right? And the song will intensify. Any hope you had of being set free from this creature's mental grip, without the song stopping and the creature being banished or destroyed, is now gone. Because not only are you gripped by the song itself, but you are also furious that the halfling just backhanded you.
What the fuck, dude?
All right, so you're set up. All right, Drummond, what do you do?
I take it I'm not aware of what's happening, and I just have to act as though I assume I don't, right?
You know you've seen enough to know what's going on here.
All I know is that she stabbed Yuri, and he took a swing, and that's literally all I technically know, right?
Would you prefer to only know those things?
Oh God.
Is there anything that would? Well, the reason I have an idea, but I don't know if it's now relevant or not.
Okay, what's your idea?
What I was going to do, I was going to basically look at Ursula and say, "Keep the wizard, fucking Mouse is mine." And then I was going to use cause fear to make Mouse afraid of Ursula to try to break the spell.
You may attempt to do so.
All right. So I glare at Ursula, say what I said,
Mm-hmm.
and try to cause that fear.
Causing that fear.
I'm guessing that's a
Bottom
wisdom.
now with fear. That was a dwarf joke, guys.
Oh,
it was a dwarf
shit.
joke.
Ooh, that's a good number. I like that number.
Ooh. All right, so I will let this work. You're still pissed off that you just got backhanded, right? But you will suddenly turn and you will see the siren for what she truly is, with the illusion dropped, and she will be a horrifically half-rotten corpse stitched together with ropes and seaweed made out of the remains of some strange sea creature. What's up, hero?
I was
I don't-
muted. It's dead.
In the description of cause fear,
Yeah.
it says their reaction is up to them. Flee, panic, beg, or fight.
Oh, I'm
And-
panicking because it's a dead thing. I got it! Oh my god!
All right, so you're gonna start panicking?
Yep.
All right, you are broken free from the siren's control. That leaves Drummond. That was your action. Thistle, smack! The fuck, dude! And then she turns and she looks at the siren and starts freaking out. What do you do?
All right, now you're seeing sense. Look what you bloody done. And I'll point to Yuri with a dagger in his back, kind of thing. I will turn into a macaw.
The fuck is a macaw?
A macaw, you know, the
Oh,
big,
macaw.
long
Parrot.
billed bird
Okay,
things.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. For
And
roots,
I'm going
yep.
for that bitch's eyes. Like,
All right, roll me hack and slash.
I need to shape change first.
Oh yeah, roll me shape change.
So
Shape changing success. Hack and slash. Actually, you know what? Your 3 moves. You're a big motherfucker with a giant beak, right?
okay, yep.
I am going to
Well,
give you the
it's-
following moves. Dive bomb to knock people around. Right?
Okay.
Face flap to distract. Or fly to safety. Those are your 3 moves, and you get 3 hold. Macau.
That's a flying cow for the people at
Macaw.
home.
Macau, yeah, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna face flap
All right.
in her face as one of my
Yeah, you're gonna
actions.
spend,
As
you're
one
gonna
of my
spend your
holds.
hold, and you're gonna, so you shapeshift and immediately get right up in her face, and you're flapping your wings and clawing and cawing and making the most commotion you can right up in her personal face, and her personal face, not her other faces. This is her.
Because she's an
personal face.
unnatural thing, right? She needs
Yes.
to be, yeah.
Yep, she's an unnatural threat, and so she will start screeching and flailing, right, and she's gonna start stumbling back towards one of those weakened, boarded up windows. Drummond, Mouse, what do you do?
I am going to, because I know I have a bow and arrow. I'm gonna shoot her.
Okay.
Am I done freaking out? I'm assuming like after I
you're
get
like,
that
you-
initial.
your action was to panic, right? You get the chance to,
Yeah.
right?
I can drop the spell on my action if that's helpful.
Okay, yeah, like Drummond can let go of the fear now that it's broken the connection. Your vision will clear, and you will see that she has sinisterly warped your mind on several occasions now, and you can let loose.
Yeah, I'm
a
pissed.
volley. Roll me dexterity.
Okay. No, I'm critting because of specifics.
All right, roll me your damage.
Thanks, specifics. Okay.
All right, so you let loose the shot, right? It will land, and you'll let loose another shot, and it will land. The bird is flapping in the siren's face. The siren is stumbling back, getting shot by arrow after arrow after arrow. She is right against the boarded up window. Drummond.
Shield rush to try. Shield rush to try to knock her out the window.
Roll me defy danger based on strength. Do you botch or crit?
No, I get an 8.
Okay, so here is your choice. You can take her out that window and end her life, but you have to go with her and fall out
Deal.
of the tower. All right, so she's stumbling back, arrow, bird, flapping, screaming. The body of Yuri is still bleeding on the ground, and Drummond crawling like a prayer to Krugon, knowing what is about to happen, seems to crawl and force its way out of your throat by its own merit. And you will put your shield up and you will charge into her hulking, tentacled body, and you will come crashing out the window, and the boards and the wood and the splinters flying everywhere, and you will sail down the tower, and boom! You will hit the ground with a crunch and a screech and a splatter. Find out what happens to Yuri. Find out what happens to Drummond. We're gonna have to tune in next week, guys, for Dungeon World miniseries episode 3 at 10 in the morning EST EvilSqueegee time on this channel, twitch.tv/EvilSqueegee on Thursday mornings.